Hello, everybody, and welcome. Melissa here at TCT Crafts, Designs, and Decor. I am so happy to have you guys today. Today, we are going to be doing a really cute Christmas wreath design. And so before we get started, I wanted to go over all the supplies that we're going to be using with you today. So we're going to be using this flock pine wreath. This is a 24-inch. Use whatever wreath size you have. This one is flocked, but you do not have to use a flocked one. You can use just a regular pine base. We're going to be going in with this adorable candy cane metal sign. This will be a mesh design today. So we're going to be using a red and white striped and a green deco mesh. I'm going to be pulling in a little bit of our pine sprays and our red glitter sprays and our green glitter sprays. I did bring in some red ornaments. This is just a tub of ornaments that I got from Hobby Lobby. So we're going to be pulling in some red ornaments. And as far as ribbon goes, we're going to be using our green velvet Farrisilk. I have a little bit of this striped D. Stevens ribbon we're going to try to use. And then I'll probably just go in with some scrap of the red 1-inch velvet Farrisilk. We may pull in a few other pieces of just scrap greenery just for filler, but I think that is most of the supplies that we're going to be using. So before we get started, I want to show you guys, in case you're new, how let me put this because I'm sticking to the sweater here. I'm going to show you how I cut my mesh. I do not measure. I drop it to the floor and cut. So I want to show that to you before I drop the camera down. Let me get an apron just so my mesh does not stick to my sweater, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is how I cut my mesh. I will just drop this to the floor. I'm going to hold it up and I'm going to cut around my belly button. Just like that. So I don't measure, I just cut. If you would like to measure and use your rotary cutter, I would at least make them about 24 inches, gives them nice fullness. So I'm going to work on cutting up all of this mesh and the green, and then we will go ahead and drop the camera down and get started adding it to our wreath. Okay, so I've cut up all my mesh, and I'm going to show you how we add it in case you are new. So I have just kind of pulled the inner, there are 2 rings on this one. I've kind of pushed all my branches on the center ring up. We're going to focus on the outside first, and then we'll do the same thing we do on the outside. We'll do on the inside. We just won't need as much mesh on the inside, okay? So I am just going to take my mesh roll. I hold it up to my chest. I hold it up to my chest, and I roll the ends under. And then I scrunch. That is how I do my rolls, okay? Now we're going to take 2 of our pine ties from the outer ring, and I'm going to push that down in there and twist. Now for this design, we're going to alternate between colors. So now I'm going to go in with my green foil mesh here. Push it down and twist. Okay, we'll do a couple more, and then I'm going to finish this up, and then I'll come back once I get it all done, just so you don't have to sit here and watch me put mesh in this whole wreath. That is kind of the boring part. Okay, so I'm just alternating my colors. All right, so I'm going to finish this up, and then we will be back. Okay, so I have gone all the way around the outside and the inside with our mesh, and now I'm going to get our sign attached. Now, there's a couple different ways you could do this. You could put your sign right in the center if you want. I think I want mine a little bit catty-cornered over here on the side because I'm going to put a nice big bow right here. Now, these signs do come with a little hanger on the back. I'm just going to get this wrapped around there. I'm going to get a little bit of glue on there. Now these signs are metal, so you don't want to just rely on the glue, but we're going to get this tied in with our pipe cleaners. Okay. So again, I want this kind of catty corner right there. So I'm just going to run my pipe cleaner down and around that wire that's in there. So just around the wire of our wreath base is where I'm going to wrap that around. And I just see I forgot to take my tag off of my wreath, so let me get that off of there. All right. I'm going to tie my sign on here, but I don't want it super tight. I don't want it to be sucked into our wreath. So it's on there, but it's not, I'm not sucking it down into the wreath, if that makes sense. Okay, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the back of that zip tie, or not zip tie, but pipe cleaner. Okay, so it's sitting right on top, but it's not sucked all the way in. So, just like that. Now let's get our bow added. So I'm going to go in with this beautiful 2.5 inch emerald green Farrisilk. Let me move this out of the way and we'll get out our bow maker. Okay, so I'm going to do about a 10-inch tail. Well, let's go a little bit further. Let's do 12-inch just to make sure we have enough tail. We can always cut it down. And then I'm going to go about 7.5 on our loops. So 7.5. Let's do 2 on each side. I'm going to pull that one in just a hair. There we go. Okay. And then I have a little bit of this striped D. Stevens ribbon. Use whatever ribbon you have. We don't have any more of this in stock, but just something similar. So I'm going to make my tail a little shorter. I'm hoping we have enough of this to make 1 loop on each side. So I'm going to go to about the 6.5. looky there. We had just enough. Okay, and I'm going to take 2 pipe cleaners together and twist them. I just want to give me some extra length. And okay, we're going to put this bow right in here. So again, I'm going to take and wrap it around. I'm going to go through this mesh. I'm going to fold my green velvet up on the ends. And I think I'm just going to cut this ribbon at a diagonal. There we go. Okay, our little sign. I think I want to add a tiny bit of glue right there. You can add a cable tie mount to this as well, because with metal the glue can pull off, but I'm not too worried about it. We got it strapped in with that pipe cleaner. I just want it to kind of stay where I want it to, there. Beautiful. Let's add a couple tails. So let's get a little bit of our green here. So I don't measure. I just fine tune your ties, put it in there. And here's where we'll add a little bit of our red here, our red velvet. Tie those together. And let's cut this. I'm going to fold my green up. And then I'll do the same on our red. Okay, let's add one like right here by our candy cane. Let's get another piece of the red. I'm using some ends of the rolls that I have left. I may have to open up a new one, but we'll see. Again, I don't measure. Okay, I'm going to roll the ends. Okay, and let's go on this side. Okay, and I am going to have to get Here we go. Here's my other one. Trying to use up, like I said, I'm trying to use up all these scrap rolls that I have. Isn't this green velvet just dreamy? So pretty. I love this emerald green. Okay. I think that's probably all the tails we're going to add. We need to add more, we can, but I think that'll be good. So I'm going to put our ribbon up. We're going to go in with some of our pine sprays. Now this is optional. You don't have to add the pine. You can just leave it, but I think I want to add a little bit of our pine sprays in here. And I'm going to cut them in half. So we're going to get more out of them because they're kind of, the stems are kind of long. So I'm just going to go and cut them in half. And that'll give us 2 pieces. I'm probably going to take this pine cone off of here. Okay, and I'm just going to start adding a few pieces into our into that flock. Just going to add a little bit of whimsy to this. Again, this is optional. You can just leave it. But I think it gives a nice little touch. So I'm going to go and add these pieces kind of all the way around. Now again, the longer pieces, I'm going to cut in half. The shorter pieces, we'll just use them as they are. I'm going to speed this part up so you don't sit here and watch me do the whole thing. But again, I'm just taking some of our smaller pieces. I'm going to anchor this bow in here. And I'm just going to start adding these all the way around the wreath, and then I will be back. Okay, so I have gone all the way around. I cut up 2 of these pine sprays. Again, I cut them in half. And I just added them, you know, sporadically around here. Again, that's optional. But let's go ahead now and let's get our ornaments added. So I am going to go in. I'm trying to see which ones I want to use, but I've got a variety of different ornaments in here. I'm trying to see if I want to just use solid red. I think I'm just going to use solid red. We're going to get some ornaments tucked here and there. Okay, I think I'm going to start adding them here. You can tie them in if you want. I'm just going to glue them. So we're just going to get some of these ornaments. And I'm just going to alternate between the shiny and the matte. I may not even have another. I don't have another matte, but I have a glitter. So we'll add glitter and then we'll do another shiny and then we'll do a glitter just to kind of bring it all together. I'm going to go right sort of in the center underneath that bow there. With that one. Okay, so we've kind of gone all the way around. Let's say I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I used 5 ornaments. Let me see if I want to add a couple more. I think I want to add a couple towards the center, but I'm not for sure. We still have our glitter sprays to add. I think we'll just stop. We'll wait. So I'm going to use 5 ornaments. We still have our glitter sprays to add, and then if we still think we need some, we can add a couple more. Okay, now I'm going to go in with our red and green glitter sprays. I'm just going to cut them up, and then we're just going to alternate between the green and the red. So I'll space these out fairly well. That way we can go back in with our red ones here in a second. And you can take, and if you need a little bit extra stem, pull 2 of the leaves off. You can see I just pulled 2 of the end leaves off. I'm going to add some glue on here. And I'm going to start adding these. Now I think with these red ones, I'm going to cut them down a little bit because the stems are longer. So I just cut this one in half. I'm just going to alternate between red and green. I'm going to go all the way around. I'll do a couple more with you guys, and then I will finish it up. Making sure it's touching that pine. Okay, y'all, I think we are done. So I went around, I ended up using 2 of the green glitter sprays and just 1 of the red. Remember the red, I was cutting them in half. And you get a little bit more with the red, but I didn't want too much. I just wanted just a little. So this is our finished design. I think it turned out super cute. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you are new to our channel, we would love to have you subscribe. Hit that little notification bell and you'll be notified every time we have new tutorials. So again, hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, bye y'all.